Want to go through a range between 900,000 and a million. 35% of the inventory isn't selling. And I kind of want to dig deeper. This is based on the March stats in Barrie. Kind of want to look at some listings, go through them, go through some actives first, see what's active, check out the pricing, pull up some history, and kind of dig deep and see why it isn't selling. So let's take a look. There's a few I've highlighted. I've gone through a little bit before. Let's take a look at 142 Blake. What I'm seeing with this property, and it says 4 days listed, but I want to check out the history on it. There's always a story in my mind. So let's take a look. Tried it back in January. I'm going to get the calculator because I kind of want to see the full days. 34 days on market's $1 million. Blake is a very, 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 very busy street. Like anybody with a family is not going to Blake Street. It's just not going to happen. So this house is an older home. I went through it. I don't mind it, but it's really not conducive for a family. I'm going to go through the more active one, but I kind of want to look at days on market. So now we got 15 on there. So now we're up to 49 days. We're going to go through the pictures. Now we got 26 days. January is not a time to list properties, folks. So for next year, don't even think of doing it. No one is looking. Buyers kind of come back, mid third week of February. That's when they start moving a little bit more and looking more at the market, and the phone calls ring, etc. Don't list in January. Don't waste your time. Okay, now we're at 919. So we had a great progression from 999 up to 918, and we got 79 days on the market. Let's take a look at it. As I mentioned, busy street. It's an older home. I think it's cute. Hard driveway to get into. There's another thing that this is really narrow. Anyone with a pickup truck is going to struggle getting in there. They've done some things. They've kept some real character, but where's the cupboards? Like, I know I'm seeing some new styles like this in kitchens, but I don't know. Call me traditional, but where are you going to put stuff? Like, there's just not a lot of counter space to work with in here, right? Like that's minimal. Where's the toaster? Where are you meal prepping? Where's the island? Oh, there's the island. But it's still not enough space for a family. So this home is totally not set up for a family. It's more set up for a single person or a couple. The room sizes aren't bad. They've done some okay things with it. But the biggest problem is the street and the price point. This is a hard sell. This is a really, really hard sell because of that. So it's more of a side yard than anything. And you can kind of see back here, you got a bit of a sitting area and it kind of goes up. So no kind of playing with the kids in the backyard. You can kind of see how the grade goes up. You got a bit of a retaining wall here. So it's a hard sell. So a property like that's going to definitely have to come down in price for someone to take a shot at it, because we've got 79 days in the market. It's going to continue to sit there. Got a detached garage. It's one, not hard driveway. Let's go back to I want to go to Kingsbridge. Kingsbridge, great area. Southeast Barrie, in a short area. I used to live in that community area. Love it. 89 days on market. Let's see where they started off at. 949. I noticed one thing without looking at the listing pictures at all. Let's take a look at all these rental items. There's a furnace, there's an air conditioner, and there's a hot water tank. Furnace is $82 a month. Air conditioners, $80 a month. Hot water tanks, a standard thing. But that potentially, people don't want these items. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have them in your home, pay them off. Any offer that's going to come in this market is going to say, we don't want them. They're going to push back on the seller to have those paid off prior to closing because people don't want these. Is it a reason why this is sitting? Well, let's just take a look at it. Let's see the size, 2,000, 2,500 square feet. I'm concerned with the 89 days on market. I really am. For the area, only on area without looking at it. They bought in 2019 for $620. Let's take a look at it. Love the street. It's a great area, great school, mainly detached properties, decent sized lots compared to what's the newer homes out there today. Mature area, family neighborhood. Not a lot of turnover in this area at all. People stay for a long time. It's vacant by looking at it. It's not a bad size home. I hate the dark flooring, and looking at some of the flooring pictures I'm going throughout, to me the flooring seems a little rough. I could be wrong. Maybe it's the lighting, but it looks like it needs a bit of love. Not too many updates. These homes in this area, 20 to 23 years old. This is where the signs really come in. So someone looking at this home, it has a lot of datedness to it. So they're looking at, okay, it's 929. We need to sink maybe 60, 70, maybe 80K to get it to the level. When buyers start looking at that, they start saying, you know what, if we're going to sink this much money, let's increase our price range and kind of see what gets us more for, say, $1 million or high nines. Like it needs a lot of work. And it's got some size to it. And that's another thing too, that sometimes the size doesn't work in your advantage because you're going, holy cow, we got to do both bathrooms. The flooring looks rough. You know, you do 2 bathroom renovations. I'm telling you, you're big money to get it up to state. Like you're 35, 40 to do it right, maybe more. But I know I could do something like that in that price range. Like, why didn't we have a double sink in here? This is a 4-piece family bathroom. You got the room to do it. So every house tells a story in a way. Basement's not finished. I think it's going to sit. And maybe the area that they were hoping that the area was going to sell the house, but it didn't. And now we're moving into a more of a spring market. The weather's getting better. Sun's coming out more. Days are longer. I don't know. This could get missed. Got a pool in the backyard, and I don't mind the backyard lot. It's got some good privacy back here. It doesn't feel it's all pool. Got a good sized deck. Great area. Don't love the price. This whole area in here, Kingsbridge area, you got Crimson Ridge over here, you got Taylor, you got Golden Meadow. There's a school over in this area, Algonquin Ridge. It's a dynamite area. So you're looking for that area. That is the area. But I believe this price point is going to continue to struggle at that price. And so, again, that buyer will look at how much is needed in the home to upgrade it. Let's go back. There's a couple of listings I want to go through. Kingsbridge, Mulberry. I'm shocked this property hasn't sold. It came up 26 days ago. Same area as Kingsbridge area, Inishore. They have a Bayshore. There's a part of it that is Bayshore. I still call it Inishore. In that Crimson Ridge group, Taylor, Royal Park, dynamite area, as I mentioned. It's a 2+1. I want to pull the history on it to see if it was listed before, which I don't think it was. I sent it to a client. So there's a bit of history. So let's go back. So they bought it for $1 million. 10,000 back in. There you go. April 27th, it sold 2022. In March of 2022, right after the kids went back to March break, we've seen a decline. We've seen a lot of listings come on the market all at once, and we didn't see the inventory come down. We go, what is going on? The slowdown came on like that. Then next, we've seen the tightening of interest rates in April come along, and then things slowly went down more as the Feds continued their campaign of raising rates. So they're going to take a loss on this property, obviously, as you can see. But I'm telling you, I thought the property showed well. 2-bedroom kind of is tough for a young family. This is a family neighbor. This is a court location, so you couldn't ask for a better location for a family, but it's got the 2+1, and that's a bit of a downfall for a family. Kids aren't sleeping in the basement. They're just not doing it. But I thought the presentation was great, and I don't think the price is that bad for the location, for the court. They've done some things with the home as well, but 26 days in the market, 35% of the inventory isn't selling. Why? And that's what you got to ask yourself. Why isn't my house selling? You got to look at everything. You got to look at what the sales are. And I'm seeing way too many people going, well, the one down the neighbor's streets or 3 streets over is listed really at, I'm going to make this up, $995, and mine shows better. So I'm going to ask $1 million as an example. Don't go on that. You need to get transparency from your agents to say, what are the sold? You can look at actives. I believe in looking actives as a guideline to saying, how does my property show to the competition? And what's the pricing in the market? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I really believe in these higher ranges, even this range, that the pricing is off. Why is 35% of the inventory selling? There's a few reasons. We know that. Rates, people can't qualify. Those are the basic, tools in a sense that why isn't this selling? But a lot of times it's price. We've gone through a few. We've seen Blake where it's a single, hard driveway to get in and out of. Backing in and out of Blake is like the 401, not a family street, no backyard. Kingsbridge property, great area, have some rental items, screams money pit to sink in to get it up to speed. And maybe the agent thought that pool was going to be the selling feature of it. It's not right now because the pool's not open. I would have canceled that listing and I would have just waited till April, mid-April, rake up the lawn a little bit, fill up the pool. Here we go. Show it that way a bit more. We're back to these kitchens again that we're seeing that's been updated where it's just, where are you putting everything? You at least got some counter space. Like I'm sure this is the pantry, or maybe it's not the pantry. I don't know yet, but they've done some things. I thought the presentation in this home was good. It's a 2-bedroom. That's impacting it. If this doesn't get sold in the next couple of weeks, I would really suggest a price change. They got a bit of a grade on here, but you got no neighbors. There's walking trails back here. I've walked them many times because I used to live in that area. It's a quiet area. Someone's looking for a dynamite area. You got to get into this area. I honestly don't. And another thing that I'm seeing going through the pictures, there's not enough pictures. I didn't really understand the flow that well of going through this listing. So we're allowed 40 pictures to go on a listing on Treb. Put 40, get different angles and show it. But I kind of got confused going through the pictures. So if I'm getting confused going through the pictures as an agent that looks at hundreds of homes, I know the buyers are too. Let's go and see some other ones. So we're kind of seeing some reasons why certain product isn't selling. Let's take a look. Okay, well, I won't even look at this because I just know it's going to be way out to lunch. Well, forget it. It's 78 days of market. It's 948. This is looks like it's a row townhouse, semi-detached kind of style. Assignment sale. No, stay away from assignment sales. I'm not going to talk long about this listing, but I bought one in Lake House, and I got screwed by the builder because the documents that they give you is this thick, and my lawyer should have did a better job of going through those documents, because I had development fees that were $35,000 more than the original purchasers that bought in this building. They just stuck it to anyone that was assignment sales. So make sure that you're going through contracts. Don't want to spend a lot of time on this listing. Sproul, let's look Sproul. Not a bad area. 40 days in market. Let's just pull this up. We're going to jump over to solds after this. I think we've done enough. So it's been okay. They paid 88. Let's go back and look at that. They paid $887 for it back in 2022 in July. Then they priced it at 1.1 million in a year later in August. This is what I don't understand. Okay, this is not a big home for one. It's on a corner lot. People don't like them, especially with kids. I hate them. This pricing is so far off the mark that it's not even funny. And I'm keep venting about this, and you're probably going, "Oh my God, Mark's going to go on his goddamn rants again." But the pricing is so screwed up in some of in not in all ranges, but in this higher ranges or ranges over $1 million. I've seen it a disaster. Ranges in this 9 to million, not bad, but then the history comes up and it tells a story why. And this is it. This is not a $1.1 million house, not even close. So why are we listing it there? Why do we think that we're trying to price in future gains into the market, future years? If you don't want to sell this and that's your money, I'm going to tell you right now, hold off. Wait. So we got 1.1. We got 26 days in the market for $899. Probably, I'm already going to know what they're going to say. Holding off on offers. Offers anytime. I highly doubt that. So you went from a 1.1 and you went down to 9 and you said, okay. Usually we see this, that we didn't get the traction that we wanted. We didn't get any activity. Let's go $899 and hold off on offers and see if we can get something. But then go back. I just showed everybody how to pull up the history. The agents can go back and see what's going on. Another thing, why don't we have measurements in this listing? People look at these. People want to know what the size of their family rooms are, the living room, the bedroom. Minimal measurements. So we're trying to tell a story here why things aren't working. Again, another 14 days at the same price, $898, nothing. Then let's just raise the price to $950, because it wasn't selling at $898. So there you go. We have a seller that wants to get people in, but will not let it go for $898 because they raised the price. And so again, it tells a story where people go, the seller asked for 1.1, they're not going to take 9. And they probably got some calls on it too. So to me, the agent doesn't know what they're doing, and the seller really doesn't want to sell. This really bugs me because I'm going to tell a little story, because I went through a offer negotiations the other day on a condo, and we had a great first offer. It was dynamite. We came to a certain number and we said, that's the line in the sand. We're not going anymore. That's the highest 1 bedroom and 1 den sold in the building. We're not going any higher. Seller goes, I want this price, $453.5 for it, or I'm not taking it. Or I just, I'll keep it because I'll wait till next year. It was listed for 182 days in the market. Don't sell it then. Just take it off the market and stop wasting people's time at the end of the day, because you're not a serious seller. And this market, I'm going to tell you right now, this market is not a market to say, well, if I sell, I'll get my price. This isn't it. That was back in the COVID times. They're not around anymore. There's my rant. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, this tells a lot of stories. So we're under construction. I'm telling you right now, you'd struggle for $700K in this house. It's a disaster. Let's see the comments. Let's just see. Okay. I was wondering if it was a power sale. Live and build a nestled The highly sought after Edge Shell. This bright and spacious home has many recent upgrades and improvements. Kitchen on each floor, the 3 spacious bedroom each level, renovated basement with separate entrance. It's under construction. This is why it's not selling. This is a disaster. Permit for pool is in the process. Seller does not have permits. Oh, Jesus. Materials are provided for completing the renovations. Good luck with that sale. Let's go over and look at the solds for March a bit, because I want to, show two sides of the story here. So we know that 35% of the inventory isn't selling. We kind of showed some examples in some areas and why. Some pricing is off. Home needs too much work. Big, but screams, I need money to fix it up. Let's trade up, honey, and get something else and look at higher ranges. That's happening a little bit. The key to selling in this market, and this market isn't robust like people think it is. It's just not robust. It's very flat to last year. Yeah, we're seeing some buyers return, but we're also going to be coming into a market in the next 3 weeks here where weather changes, more product comes up. So when we got sellers that are putting their heels in and digging them in saying, well, I want this or I'm not selling, good luck to you, because now there's just more product on the market. And once there's more product on the market, I'm telling you right now, prices will kind of even out a little bit. Okay? They will. So let's kind of look at, so I punched at 900 to 950. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I just kind of want to go through a couple things and kind of see what the pricing. You're not going to see a lot of I want to go on more. I made a mistake. Barrie. 26. You're not going to see a lot of selling over list price. In some, you might 1,000, 2,000 here and there, but you're not going to see a lot of it. As you can see, 909, 900,000, 925 to 910, 929 to 914, 939 to 941. And it kind of goes down. So you're probably looking at about a 98 to 97% list price to sell price, which is pretty normal in this kind of a market. In the lower ranges, on the previous videos, you heard me talk about it. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit more activity in higher prices, getting higher than list price. But to me, it's still market value, what the market is giving them. I'm not seeing things sell over market value. I'm just not seeing it. And I haven't seen it in 2 years. And I don't think we're going to see it as we progress through 2024. We will see that come back. I guarantee you. It's just not this year. We will get into that next year and then into 2026. By that time, rates should be coming down at a decent spot. And there's just, you've always heard a lot of things in the media, housing crisis. I really believe we're in one. It doesn't feel like we're in one, but there's just not a lot of availability of product for the future needs of the people. So that's just going to drive up prices as soon as we see the rates drop down. So let's just take a look at Country Lane. Decent street, southwest Barrie off of Mapleview. 47 days on market, 950 to 950. Let's double check the address history on it. Paid $725 in 2020. And we see this, 47 days in the market, and then they get full price. This is happening because there's just, sometimes there's just not a lot of product in a certain area where people want to be. And then people start settling, going, wow, maybe we can make this work. Okay, they become frustrated. They potentially probably lost out on one or two, but let's just see how it looks. I like the presentation. Big kitchen, lots of counter space, floor seam in great shape. We'll love the carpet, but that's an easy fix. And home shows well. So this is plus or backing. Yeah, there's parts of Country Lane where it's backing on this marshland area that's protected. So that's kind of nice. I just want to see the bedrooms on it. 3 up, 1 down. Good for the sellers, not bad. Do I think it's someone overpaid for it? Country Lane's a busy street. That's my concern with it right there. It's a really busy street. It leads into lots of other streets into that subdivision, and it's busy, and people do pick up speed on that. There's a few stop signs, but I personally think someone did overpay for that based on the busyness of the street. The home show's okay, but I can show you a lot better 950s. I can tell you that much. Let's take a look at Cummings. So let's just compare 950 Country Lane, 956 on Cummings. And Cummings is a much better street. Like, it's a very, very, very nice street. Let's pull up the history on it. It's one of the nicest in the community. This hasn't been listed before. 3 bedrooms up, 2 bathrooms, 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. Basement has a family room, listed at 989, sold for 956, 97% to list price to sale price. I'm telling you, this is a stunner street. You want a nice area? You go to Cummings. Great curb appeal, great presentation. This is consistently throughout the street. You'll see great presentation outside. People look after their properties. I don't expect this home to be a wow factor because of the price, what it sold for. But I'm telling you, if this was me, if we're comparing this to Country Lane, I would be all over this Cummings one before that. Yeah, it needs a bit of updating in some areas, but you put some paint in those walls and change some fixturing and get rid of that carpet. Bathroom's not bad. It's got a lot of character. You could do something. I don't think it's a bad. There's nothing wrong with this price for the street. They got some privacy back here. I just can't tell if it's on the ravine side or not. It looks like this it has a grade to it. We get some other pictures. Yeah, it's not a functioning backyard for a family in a sense. It's not bad. It's got a bit of a grade, but you got a decent sized backyard and the lot's decent. Let's just go back and see the lot measurements. Yeah, 58 by 166. It's got some depth to it. So there's 2 different areas: southeast where Country Lane is, and southwest on Cummings. Again, the Cummings is dynamite street. Let's look at one more, and we'll cut this off. Blue Water. There's a story in this one. Great street, like dynamite street. Big bungalow, 2 bedrooms up, 3 down, 2,000 square feet to 2,500 square feet. Off of Crimson Ridge, there's a little lake around the corner. Like, you can get steps to the lake and water access to a nice sandy beach on Kemmerfeld Bay. It's beautiful. A lot of the neighborhood people go down there. It doesn't get packed, but it's very private. It's just a great area, family area. So again, if you were comparing this to Country Lane, 965 to 950, I'd be all over Blue Water any day of the week. This home is dated. The pricing was wrong from the get-go. Try listing this for 1.2 in October. Way too much. They took it down 100 grand in November. Way too much. Then they took it down in January to $1,048,000, and then they sold for 965 in March 13th. So we've lost a lot of time in here from pricing. I'm telling you right now, sellers, your agent, don't take a piece of paper and go, here's the comparables. If you get someone to walk into the house just to give you a valuation, sit down and kind of say, you know what, can you show me the computer so I can really have an idea how our homes compare to the sales? Look at the actives. This is an exercise that I'm doing for a reason, so people can get an understanding of how to really kind of look at comps and see where their pricing is, compares to different properties. And even in this exercise, we've gone through it. This has like extensive days on market because the pricing was all wrong. So my thing is, whose fault was it? Was it a seller that was digging their heels in, or was it the agent that doesn't know what they're doing? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But when I see a property come up that price, I go, what are you thinking? Why? And this is normal. We've seen this more and more in higher ranges over $1 million. It's so abnormal. It's so normal there. I mean, that it's craziness. So let's go back to look at this. So they lost a lot of time is when I'm going on this because the pricing was off. I love everything about the street. There's the Blue Water. There's this lake. Blue Water comes down here. Crimson Ridge is this over here. Then you walk a few stairs and you're right on this bay. It's beautiful. Lots of walking trails. Family area, 110%. Not a ton of turnover. It's a big bungalow. The layout was dynamite. It was dynamite. Home was in great shape. Just the pricing was wrong for what the market is today. It needed some updating in it, but I love that it's all open concept. Cupboards aren't bad. You could do something with this kitchen at not a bad price. Again, the area is 20, 23 years. This is where it gets dated. It's a big home. So people go, again, we've went through the exercise and some other ones we viewed. Holy cow, this is going to need, carpet's gone, bathroom's updated, complete paint, color tones are wrong, light fixtures are wrong, etc. So that's what happens. These bigger homes and bigger bungalows get judged because they're going, home needs a lot of money to get up to standards in a sense where things are today. And people are always doing that. I always call it the calculators on their hips because they're looking at all the time. So that could be another reason why it got missed at that price point. It's way overpriced. I think $965 is the right price for this. It's not a super deal, but the home is big. It needs to work. 2 bedrooms up, 3 down. Won't work for a family. It has some pluses, but it has some minuses when it comes to that. Family neighborhood, one of the best areas in the community for families. Mainly detached homes, as you can see on here. Blue Water, and it goes into Royal Park, and then the school over here is dynamite. The lake's right there. You could walk to the waterfront, downtown Barrie. It's just a dynamite area. But I would have started this property at $999. That's the list price should have been because of the 2 bedrooms, 3 downstairs. The lot, 49 by 110. The backyard's small, so you have to look at that. That it's going to rule out some of your demographic that's going to buy it. So give it a like, give it a share, and smash the button for subscribers to stay up to date with information in the Barrie area. Any questions on the Barrie area, please feel free to reach out, call me, email me, leave a comment. I'll get back to you quickly. And I hope you found this video informative. Enjoy the weekend.